Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Assemble. My name's High Ruler, and today is going to be a little bit of an info dump for you guys. So Crystal Dynamics this week has released quite a bit of information, and unfortunately I would cover this in parts like I normally do, but because I've been at work, I don't have the opportunity to kind of cover it as I normally would. So today's video is going to be a bunch of information. I'm going to cut it up into some blogs. I'm going to cut it up into some Q&As that happened in one of the dev streams. And I'm basically going to give you guys the whole rundown of everything that's kind of happened this week in Marvel's Avengers. Okay, so the first thing, obviously, I should be talking about right away is the infographic they put out at the start of their stream on Tuesday. Now, this infographic kind of explains everything that's coming on March 18th. So we can go left to right. So that's Hawkeye, a new story, obviously the operation itself, Maestro, the new biome, and then it comes down to new platforms. So it's the PS5, the Xbox Series X and S, improved graphics with 4K/60 FPS, free upgrade and easy save transfer and faster load times, and then new features which are both campaign replay and harm room customization. So this is a really cool graphic and just kind of easily breaks down everything, we should be expecting for the 18th. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some blog posts that came up this week, and the first one being the Reassemble Campaign and the harm room and the custom harm room blog post. So it starts off by saying, ever since each of you experienced the Reassemble Campaign at launch, we've heard you asking to be able to replay that journey again. We were humbled by the love and support for Kamala and for our original Avengers story. Since then, we've been hard at work to make it happen. We're thrilled to finally roll out Campaign Replay. The Campaign Replay allows you to replay the entire Reassemble campaign from the beginning. It works by resetting your campaign progress to the start of the story, meaning that you'll have to play the campaign over from the first mission. While your data tracking campaign progress will be reverted, you will not lose any player progression like XP, character progress, and collectibles obtained up until this point. Replaying the Reassemble campaign is simple. When available, the Reset Campaign Progress option will appear in the Operation Picker button legend bar for the Reassemble campaign next to the Continue option. Once selected, a warning notification will show up on screen clarifying what will and won't be reset and ask for your confirmation. When you're ready, hit Continue to move forward with the reset and enjoy replaying the Reassemble storyline again. You can reset your campaign progress as many times as you like. Keep in mind that the campaign reset button will only be available on the Operation Picker once you've progressed past the opening cinematic and into A-Day gameplay in the Reassemble campaign. Once Kamala has disembarked from the Quinjet, the campaign reset option will be available upon returning to the main menu from this point forward. You will need to reach this availability threshold each time you reset the campaign. So there you go, guys. Pretty much a breakdown of how to reset the campaign for you guys to go over and play it all over again, starting March 18th. All right, so next we have custom harm rooms, or as they put it, harm room parentheses custom. Starts off by saying, many members of the community have expressed a desire to tailor the harm room for a personal superhero training experience. We're happy to announce that customizable harm rooms are on the way. The harm room custom is accessible via the war table after a tutorial that will guide you through the process on your first entry into the harm room custom. You can use the console to customize your combat experience with modifiers like enemy types, enemy numbers, different environmental hazards like fire and electricity, difficulty, and buffs. Want to see how you fare alone with no buffs against that gigantic horde of brutal difficulty adaptoids as hellfire billows around you? There's a harm room for that. Feel more like equipping every buff possible and smashing droves of puny synthoids beneath you? There's a harm room for that too. These customizable harm rooms are a great resource to test the limits and discover the strengths and weaknesses of your hero builds, as well as a great place to just have fun. We look forward to seeing the community enjoy the Reassemble campaign once more, as well as what kinds of harm rooms you cook up. Both of these new features will come on March 18th alongside Hawkeye, the Future Imperfect Operation, and the next-gen versions on the PS5 and the Xbox X and Series S. We couldn't have done this without your support and encouraging feedback. Keep it coming. Thank you for being with us to shape the future of Marvel's Avengers. So there you go, guys. First blog post down covering both the Reassemble campaign and campaign replay, as well as custom harm rooms. So what do you think of this one, guys? Are you guys excited for this? Or is this kind of not really, get you that all excited? But with that being said, we got more to cover. So let's go on to next-gen features and capabilities. Alright guys, so now it's time for next gen features and capabilities. So this blog post starts off by saying, the next generation of gaming consoles have arrived and an enhanced experience Marvel's Avengers already await you. Thanks to backwards compatibility, those who have the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S were able to play the PS4 and Xbox One versions and enjoyed the improved frame rate and speed the new consoles provide. Now with the official release of the PS5 and the two Xbox versions of Marvel's Avengers happening on March 18th, there are a number of new features to highlight that will bring an upgraded experience you won't want to miss out on. So first one obviously guys is the free upgrade. Players who own the PlayStation 4 Xbox One version of the game will be able to upgrade to the full next-gen version at no additional cost. The PS5 version supports checkerboard 4K for the PS4 version on the PS5. The Xbox One on Series X and S supports native 4K on Series X and 1440p on Series S. Owners of the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game can continue playing on the next-gen platforms to take advantage of their powerful hardware, be it via inserting a physical disc or re-downloading the game. You can continue your journey on your new next-gen console by transferring your saved files and data from your previous gen console to pick up right where you left off. Next, it's cross-gen capabilities. Have friends who are choosing to remain on the previous consoles? No problem. Cross-gen matchmaking has you covered. PS5 players will be able to play with their friends on PS4, and Xbox Series X and S players can connect with their friends on Xbox One. Squad up with your respective PlayStation or Xbox teammates and bring the fight to AIM. A team that fights together stays together. Next, we have speed. The PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions will boast speedy load times to get into the action as fast as possible. Go from the war table right into your location or mission of choice, be it Substation Zero, hidden in the humid and verdant Pacific Northwest, or a search for an AIM-guarded shield bunker in the frigid snows of Siberia. AIM won't even get a chance to regroup before you're back on their doorstep ready to take them down. Visuals. Marvel's Avengers has a beautiful world filled with exquisite detail, and with the power of the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S channeling directly into the improved heroics, destruction, graphic fidelity, and frame rate, you won't be missing any of it. All the action will load and refresh seamlessly for combat and exploration that's free of interruption. The high-res textures add that level of exciting cinematic realism to heroics, making the blinding torrent of Thor's lightning strikes and the burning beams of Iron Man's repulsor blasts feel truly in your hands. We're excited to herald in the next generation of consoles on Marvel's Avengers for the ultimate superhero gameplay experience. Now, obviously, we've seen these graphics before, so I'm not going to go through them. But basically, this is kind of what to expect when the next-gen consoles or the next-gen version of this game arrives on the 18th of March. Alright guys, so now for the second part of the video, let me just kind of give some context for anyone who doesn't know. So this week, Crystal Dynamics have been running streams all kind of towards the campaign replay. Now, what was interesting is the first stream they did, which was on Tuesday, they had someone in chat named Crystal PR Guy. What a great name. But what was the most great thing about that individual was that they were actually answering questions in the chat. So what I did is I went through the VOD. I pulled every answer that I could find that was unique to a question. So the moment I saw him answer a question that was unique, I just pulled that answer. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have the topic beside me and then kind of the information below. If you guys are interested in just kind of reading the exact chat log, I'm going to have a paste bin down in the description below, which will have every unique answer to a unique question that I found. And that's how we're going to do for the next little bit here. All right, guys, so for anyone who's interested in any sort of little bit of next-gen information, what was said in the chat was that Series S is 1440p max resolution. Of course, with the Series S, guys, you're going to get the improved loading times, better visuals, higher frame rates. And one of the more interesting things about the PS5 that was discussed in chat is that PS5 loading times are pretty much instant. So there you go, just a little bit of tidbit information for next-gen. When it comes to release schedules, the most important part of release schedules is that current gen and next gen will be on the same release schedule moving forward. That means there's going to be no disparities. Current gen players or past gen players, however you look at it, you guys aren't going to be penalized for not having a next gen console. Everything will release simultaneously across generations. All right, so next is new gear. Anyone who's looking for new gear for their Kamala, their Captain America, Black Widow, you will be pleased to know that all heroes will be getting new gear to hunt for in Future Imperfect. When it comes to heroics, all heroics improved visuals to them in the next gen version. So that means, new lighting, new effects, new particle effects. They all will look substantially better in the next gen version compared to what they do now. For anyone who is a part of the Hulk Jump Higher crowd, you will not like to hear this, but there is no update right now on making Hulk jump higher or, in any sort of traversal sense. Crystal PR Guy had nothing to share on that update, unfortunately, for you guys. When it comes to the harm room is going to be single player only. More environments are coming, so they did discuss that they are looking at adding environments to the harm room. Turrets may come as they improve the harm room, so anyone who wants to add turrets to it. Currently, on the 18th, you won't be able to do it, but turrets may be able to come as they kind of refine it and add to the custom harm room as they go along here. Haptic feedback. So one of the most interesting things is that in the chat logs, they call it haptic triggers. And I don't know if the Crystal PR guy knows the difference between adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, but according to the Crystal PR guy, haptic triggers are supported on the PS5. I don't know if haptic triggers are like, them saying both of those features are supported. I know Andy has talked about it. I know we'll have more information on Friday, but this is currently just pulling it straight from Crystal PR guy. If I was to take any sort of kind of way with this, I would say haptic feedback as well as adaptive triggers are both supported. It's just a very interesting way they worded it in the chat. When it comes to group sizes, Crystal PR guy says that right now there's no plans to increase group sizes. So this doesn't mean that, it's ruled out. Just for right now in the current state of the game, it's not something they're currently looking into. So when it comes to enemies, Crystal PR guy said MODOK will make a return to the game and that AIM isn't the big bad of the game and that they've hinted to where the story is going. So obviously if you played Kate's Operation, even so far as to say back in the campaign, there is kind of a cosmic route that the game is taking. So this shouldn't surprise many people to know that AIM isn't actually the big bad. And eventually we will move away from AIM as kind of the centerpiece of the story as we kind of move towards a more cosmic route. So anyone who's interested in cross saves is something that they are not going to support. Now, this seems like a very definitive statement. Obviously things can change depending on feedback and customer kind of rallying around an idea. But currently right now, Crystal Dynamics are not looking to support cross saves. Okay, so let's look at campaign replay. So Crystal PR guy had said that there is no chapter select. You got to play the whole thing through again. Enemies and drops will scale to your power level. You cannot swap characters in the campaign, which means you cannot use Kate or Clint. And that heroes will wear whatever outfits you give them in campaign replay, so you can play Unworthy Thor if you wanted, and that there are no extra rewards in campaign replay. So it's not a place that is intended for you to grind. It is basically there for you to replay the campaign and to experience the campaign again. All right, so let's talk about multiplayer fixes. So according to Crystal PR Guide, there are multiplayer fixes in 1.5 that hopefully address issues with 3 or more players in a group. Now, obviously, we're all kind of hoping that this is that next step forward, and ideally they do and would be confident in these fixes to hopefully now get endgame content out to us. So it is seemingly like 1.5 will have some of those fixes. It'll just remain to be seen if they are effective or not. Okay, so one of the questions to Crystal PR guy, is there anything hidden in 1.5? And their answer was that everything shown in the infographic is what is in 1.5. They don't want to surprise us, so don't expect any surprises in 1.5. Everything that we know about is everything that's coming as of this point. And with that being said, guys, that seemingly is a lot of the questions that were answered. Once again, I don't think I missed anything. I did go through and Control F Crystal PR guys. I do think I got everything. So with that being said, guys, this is obviously the end of the video here. I'm gonna release this, and hopefully, in their next stream today, it is Thursday. They're gonna be streaming about 12 hours from now. It's about 4 a.m. They don't release any more information, or I'm gonna have to make another video towards it. But with that being said, guys, obviously what we have going on today is obviously a weekly blog post. They are streaming again at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then on Friday, which is tomorrow, they're going to be doing the Hawkeye Showcase. I will be live for that. We're going to be covering that. We're going to be talking about it. And I look forward to kind of talking to you all during that. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much once again for all the love and support. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my crazy ass staying up to 4 a.m. to make a video for you guys, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and I will see you guys next time here on Assemble. Once again, my name is High Ruler, and I'll see you guys later. Enjoy, take it easy, stay safe. Peace out.